Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 78. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
Good. It's been a week.
Yeah, lots of gaming.
Lots of gaming. Lots of waiting for Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, that's the sad part. But the
That
fun part
is,
is other things to do.
yeah, there's plenty that has been keeping me busy. So that's kind of the odd rambling topic of today's podcast is what we've been doing, waiting for
For
Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn, yeah. I can't wait for spoiler season to start.
I know. Well, I mean,
So
we've gotten
close.
some cards.
We've
But
gotten some, but in each of them has shown just how much hype I have,
yeah.
because I love every time there's a card, I'm sitting there for at least an hour thinking about different ways it interacts, what's interesting, etc. I love spoiler season. It's so fun and it's so far away, but it's so close.
But also to get all these hints of PvE is super exciting.
Oh
Like
my
they're
god,
starting to build it
I'm
out
super hyped for
so that
that.
when it
I
comes, there's
can't.
actual support.
Yeah, I can't afford to get hyped about it because I know it's going to be like another year, but I
Yeah,
really want to play it. I cannot
yeah,
wait.
it's gonna be fun. But do we want to do housekeeping?
Sure.
If you like what we do here, if you like listening to us, if you want to talk with us and support the channel, you can do a couple things. One, you can join the Patreon and join the Discord for $1. You can hop in, discuss all the things we discuss on the podcast and our other shows in real time because we are talking in the Discord about the things we talk about in our videos all the time. The other thing, what else? What else can people do? You can leave a comment. We discuss people in the comments.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. You can subscribe. You can
Push
ring
the
the
bell.
bell.
Push the thumbs up. Leave a hashtag. We're gonna have some hashtags. We always have hashtags.
later in the podcast.
Hashtag.
Yeah. No.
If you got to this part, hashtag.
They got 2 minutes into the podcast. Yes.
Good for you. You deserve an award. I will laugh if I get a hashtag.
Now, is that like 2 hashtag symbols or hashtag HASH?
Yeah. Hashtag, spell out hashtag. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was seeing in my head when I said it.
So, while we've been waiting, what have we been doing, John? We've been doing a lot of different things.
Oh my god. Yeah. So
Diablo.
what'd you play? Yeah.
We played Diablo. We played a lot of Diablo.
We played a lot of Diablo. I'm a fan. Well, what are you playing? What's your favorite?
Barbarian is currently, so I hit level 50 and finished the story on a Barbarian. Got him pretty decently geared, and then got bored. So now I'm making a Sorcerer, and that's a lot of fun because you're zapping things. And then the zapping bounces around and just kills everything. It's a lot of fun.
I've been playing Necromancer. It is a blast. I don't play with any skeletons or anything. I play with blood magic now. I was playing with shadow magic. Now I'm playing with blood magic. So it even feels more like Vincent. And I just blow up everything. It's awesome.
Fun.
What are you playing, crowd listeners out there? Hashtag Diablo class, whatever it is. Sorcerer. What's the best class in Diablo? Leave
Sorcerer.
a comment below.
Sorcerer. That's what an article said the other day.
But I also saw an article in the beginning that said it was the worst class.
Exactly.
I don't trust that at all.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's nerfs, there's buffs.
Yeah, it's been a fun... yeah, exactly. It's been a fun system to learn and play and mess around with because there's a lot of optionality and ways to change it and like ways to make really busted classes. So I love that. It's fun. Having a blast.
Yeah. It has a lot more MMO characteristics than 3, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I've read something that said it was like a throwback a little bit to 2, which I didn't play enough 2 to know that, but that's what it was saying. It's like it basically took 2 and 3 and the good stuff out of 3 but made it more like 2. I don't know. If you guys are fans of the old ones, let me know in the comments. I played Diablo 1. I didn't really play 2 or 3 that much.
Played a little bit of 2 and a ton of 3.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. I've
Yep.
also been playing a bunch of Lord of the Rings Magic on Arena. Got a draft in, which was a ton of fun. Went black green.
What's black green in Lord of the Rings? What's that mean?
It is kind of like sacrifice, but also orc mass. Like, so
Or
there's a
oh,
mass.
army and a mass.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. Orc army
yeah. So you're building up this big giant orc army.
instead of skeletons.
Yeah,
Got it.
and it's one instead of a bunch. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's a bunch of support for it, and it was pretty open. So I don't know. It's a ton of fun playing. It's the cards are so thematic to Lord of the Rings, and it's done so well. It's just a ton of fun to draft. And it's gotten
That's
to the
cool.
point where like a group of friends and we made a format for it, like just for Lord of the Rings on Arena, where you have only commons and uncommons, one copy of one rare, because we're trying to keep it kind of free to play, which is fun. And then we just make it more accessible for everybody that's just getting in. Because Lord of the Rings is, I've had a ton of friends message me, just be like, hey, there's Lord of the Rings Magic. I might want to learn Magic. So I don't know. It's definitely pulling people in. And I definitely think that this is a direction that Wizards of the Coast is just going to go.
Yeah, I think that's definitive. I mean, we're just repeating what every other content creator that's messed around with
Sure.
this has said,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but yeah, it has been so successful. There's zero chance they can ignore this. They will pursue this. Apparently, they have the license for Lord of the Rings until 2025. So, will they do another set in that time?
The Hobbit.
Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know
Yeah.
because they would have had already started, I would think.
Or Rings of Power with their friendship with Amazon.
That's an interesting concept. Yeah. Since they're doing the, God, I just blanked on what it's called. What's the thing with the telephone booth?
Doctor Who?
Thank you. Jesus
What's the thing
Christ.
with the telephone booth?
Wow, I blanked
Superman?
so hard there.
Superman? They're doing
That was
Superman?
painful. My brain literally froze. It seized up and smoke started coming out of my ears. Holy shit, that was crazy. Yeah, so Doctor Who, which obviously was TV show, live action, and they're
Hmm.
making cards out of it, right? So they have a strategy, a plan, a way of doing that. So if they take Rings of Power, like you just said, and do something based off that, that would actually be really freaking cool.
Hmm.
I like that. I like that. It's better than doing The Hobbit, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think you would have more people interested in The Hobbit than Rings of Power.
Maybe. I don't know. Wasn't Rings of Power like the best show ever on Amazon? Amazon's huge.
Yeah. But,
And remember, they're trying to bring in new people from like the more modern crowd. They're not looking to history, right?
right. Right.
So I would see Rings of Power being more of what they're trying to do than Hobbit, but it's hard to say. I mean, it really is. Because again, they probably had this all planned out 2 years ago.
Right. I mean, you know that whole theory about how like magic kind of tests the water with things with secret layers before making it a bigger thing,
Yeah.
and how they're doing the old Lord of the Rings movie art for a secret
The
layer.
cartoon one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not for the secret layer.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's Hobbit versions of those animated films as well, so they could do that for the Hobbit as well.
With just that old art.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they could. I don't know. I don't
Not
see
the
that
whole
as
set, not the whole set, obviously, but like a secret layer leading into a Hobbit set.
yeah, maybe. We'll see. What if they're partnering with Amazon more?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, then they would do Rings of Power.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. Okay. If they're leaning into the Amazon thing.
Like, yeah, if they're going to cross over and like support, like, oh my God, what if they do it with the release of the next season? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
something like
Yeah.
real crossover
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be wild.
That'd be pretty hype. I don't know. I just
Well,
think the new mechanics are a ton of fun. And it'll be really interesting because now you have a bunch of people outside. Like it's gotten to the point with the bounty that there are people outside of Magic outside of cards that are just ripping packs as lottery tickets.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's like Pokemon content creators ripping packs of Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
I saw it. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
that's
there's
a that's a Pokemon dude. What's he doing with Lord of
hmm
the Rings?
yep, and there's big Twitch streamers that are buying as much as they can.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah,
And yet the price is down.
yeah. XQC is a really big Twitch streamer, and he's trying to spend 500 grand on
My
boxes.
god. Why? That is oh my god. It reminds me of the video of the person that bought like $3,000 worth of lottery tickets because it was that's how much their rent was, and they knew with that many they had to win.
Right,
And they
exactly.
showed this like cut of them going through them all, and they're very excited in the beginning. Then they get halfway through and haven't won shit, and they're starting to get a little worried. And they get down to the like last 10%, and they're clearly freaking out because their rent money's gone and they haven't made. It's like, don't do that.
Yeah, yeah,
That is a bad plan. Why? Oh my god.
yeah.
It's well, it's a lottery ticket. I
Absolutely, it is.
appreciate the prices back up because of that, I suppose. It's at 464. It was down to like 425,
Yeah, it was around
415.
420 shipped.
Yeah,
Now we're back up to like 465.
it's madness. And the gift bundles haven't even come out yet.
Yeah, and those are what, 200 bucks?
I mean, they have to drop, right?
Right. So that's the one that I'm more concerned with. I think the collector box is kind of priced to move.
Yeah.
Even though it is crazy and we have seen it dip, I don't at the rate and the amount of people that are trying to find these boxes, I just think they're gonna on popular platforms like TCG Player, they're going to move.
Yeah, agreed. They have been. It's
And
clear. The
yeah,
data
and
is there. It's
it
not a
hasn't yeah,
theory, it's a reality. They
yeah,
are moving
and
like a
has not
mother.
stopped.
Yeah, at all. Not even a little bit.
So where you get in like so I think $70, I don't think it sells for MSRP ever again, the gift bundle, unless you can find it at like Target or something, like a big box store. But I'm sure they're already sold out.
Are they? Do you think so?
I know Target does pre-orders, Walmart does, a couple of them do. But I mean if you saw one on the shelf, you should buy one.
Yeah, right.
It's insane. Because basically what's happening is the One Ring is such a good card and every bundle comes with one.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of the bundles haven't really hit store shelves yet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to the bundle. And because I think it's dependent on how well that One Ring card holds up. Because there's so many different versions of it. And in the gift bundle, it's the foil version of that 4-piece art piece. But I think a
Yeah.
lot of people are getting the bundle for that for themselves to keep. So I don't know if as many people are actually putting it up for sale besides like stores. And then I don't see stores ripping open the gift bundle for the one collector pack. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
The stores are probably happy to sell it for 200. But then the
You're right.
theory
Target is
of
sold out of
what?
pre-orders. Target is sold out
Mhm.
of pre-orders.
Yeah. Oh, you just want to try.
I just wanted to see.
Yeah,
I wanted to
yeah.
see if they had it or if it was listed for pre-order, and it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
It's like pre-orders are sold out. Now, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean they won't get more than that because they
Right.
probably only do like 10, 15% of pre-orders and the rest go on the shelf because they'd hate
Yeah.
like when you have shelf space, it's important not to have empty shelf space. So if
Right.
they have an order for this to sit in a spot, I doubt they sold all of them right off the bat. But
Yeah.
I could be wrong. This
Yeah.
is a crazy product.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just been really fun and interesting to watch.
I mean, it is the future.
Yeah.
We are literally glimpsing the future, and I'm curious what IPs they run with next.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be fun to talk about. What are your most hopeful things that they do? Because
Hopeful? I don't
yeah.
I don't know that I'm hopeful about any in
No,
particular
what like
because
if you could just tell them what sets to make, what would you ask for?
magic,
Yeah.
just magic, old school, back to normal magic. I'm not against these things, but I'm not like a huge fan of it.
Okay.
I mean, note my limited excitement around Lord of the Rings.
I mean, that wasn't my question, but okay.
But The point is I
Because they
don't
do
really
Magic. They do Magic all the
like
time.
yeah, I don't really like them doing these IPs is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan. And
Okay.
if I was gonna pick an IP I like, it's gonna be like Star Wars, and I
Yeah.
cringe at the idea of them making Star Wars Magic cards. Like, hard cringe. I don't want that.
Okay.
So, that's my only answer because I don't have anything else I would put.
That's not fair.
Although, I know, I like Magic as Magic. I played when it was old school, so that's what I like. I like their IP. I wish they had actually built it out and gotten a story department and done something strong with it. Those days are gone now, so they haven't. But but yeah, I don't know. This IP stuff, it's not like Lord of the Rings is a pretty good mesh because it's got magic and elves and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's probably the least cringy of IPs you could throw in there, for me. And again, I don't want to poo-poo on other people's fun. If you like Warhammer Magic cards, which they were fun to play, if you like
Yes, I do.
any of this stuff, all good. Like enjoy it, love it. That's the part of the hobby you like. I didn't find that super appealing. I didn't get the collectors. I buy a lot of stuff, and I didn't buy the collectors of Warhammer. I didn't even buy the regular decks. I bought one collector box of Lord of the Rings. Usually, I buy two collector boxes of every set.
Hmm.
Um, Not buying Doctor Who.
No.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Is there an IP I would get excited about that would fit in Magic World?
Game of Thrones. What if they did Game of Thrones?
I could maybe get behind that, especially if it was like the Dance of the Dragons, because there would be a lot of dragons.
Yeah.
I could get with that. I don't know if I'd be like again. I'd be like neutrally excited, kind of like I am with Lord of the Rings. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is beautiful art, awesome treatment, well done product. Like, I love what they've done with Lord of the Rings for Magic. I don't really care as much for it as I do for just regular Magic stuff. And I think that's how I would feel about Game of Thrones. Like, cool, awesome dragons, really cool art. That's great. And the scenes, I love that. Like, I love what they've done
Right.
mechanically and structurally for it's sad that it's a separate IP.
Yeah.
They could have done
That's
this
fair.
with Brothers War. They could have done a giant poster with these robots fighting for Brothers War,
Yeah.
and they didn't.
No. Transformers.
Oh god. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
And we put it in the collector box.
You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, no, I think that's different because that's like taking a Magic product and then putting non-Magic IP into it, opposed to making it a separate product.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. I agree. That was a mistake, and I think they see that too. They haven't
Yeah.
done it since. So, um, we'll see. I don't know. What about you? Other than Lord of the Rings, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, Lord of the Rings would be my big one. Next up would probably be comic related. So either some kind of like they did The Walking Dead, but what if they did Invincible as like I don't know if that would really work because like you could do superheroes,
Good.
you could do Marvel, you could do DC. DC would probably be more likely because they'll give their IP to anything. That could be fun. DC would probably be it. I'd be pretty excited over a DC set.
So is Wizards of the Coast now Weiss Shorts?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It absolutely.
That's what it should be going forward.
Well, it's gonna be both. It's gonna be Magic and it's gonna be White Schwartz.
Yeah. See, that just makes me sad.
Why? You'll still have your Magic products.
I know. I just don't like
You have
it.
Wilds of
I'm
Eldraine
a
right around the
old. I'm
corner.
an old player. I don't know. I'm just old.
Yeah.
Old and grumpy. I have no answer
The
other than that.
future is now, old man.
That's right. It is, and I don't like the way it looks. I like my Magic cards the way they were. I didn't like Invasion of IP. Again, I'm not against it, and I'm glad other people are enjoying it. I don't have to like every product. Like, I'm okay
Yeah.
with that. Uh,
Maybe this is their answer. I think we were talking about it a while ago about how they've been struggling to bring new players in.
yeah, it is. It's absolutely
And
that
this
answer.
is, yeah.
Yeah, it all makes sense. There's nothing here that is wrong. It just doesn't feel good for
Right.
me as an old player. You know what I mean? I 1,000% understand. I 1,000% agree because guess what? All these players will play other parts of Magic at some point. Well, some percent of them will, right? Say if it's only 10% of the people drawn in new to Lord of the Rings, end up playing a different set, end up playing the next set, whatever, get into it a little bit. All of that does is it makes the stuff that I've already collected more valuable because those people want to experience it.
Yeah.
And it makes it a bigger, pie for everyone. That's how I look at it. So it's all good and understandable from a business perspective and everything else. It's just, I don't know. I like my magic is magic.
Okay, so that's your player's take. What's your collector's take?
My collector's take is, make the money machine go burr, right?
Right.
Like that's at the end of the day, this all brings money to Magic, which brings money to the value of collectibles. So I think from that standpoint, yeah, mechanically, like I said, mechanically, I love what they've done. Like this is fantastic. The
Yeah,
art,
because it'll bring new players
the
in.
yeah, the
New
serial
player they'll play
cards,
with the Lord of the Rings cards.
yeah,
They'll
the
get bored
hype,
of it.
yeah,
They'll go to their shop. They'll get playing. They'll be like, "Oh, what's that card?" Oh, and
yeah,
then slowly work in the better
absolutely,
Magic cards in to be competitive or whatever.
yeah.
And then they'll go hunting for other cards
Yep.
that aren't.
EDH
Yeah.
staples will go up
Mhm.
in 2 years from the people that are now just experiencing Lord of the Rings because
Yep.
it's their entree. Yeah, absolutely. And it will be a percentage. It's just like any pipeline, right?
Yep.
Say they get 100 people in to play Lord of the Rings, 50% of them will try some other product and 10% of them will stick beyond one other product. And then 1% will pursue the collectibles. But when that 100 people is multiplied by I don't know how many millions of people are chasing Lord of the Rings cards right now, but it's
Right.
millions of people. Like
It's insane.
that 1% changes the dynamic of rare stuff from the old age because even one of them that has the capital and the willingness to buy, it increases that value. So it's all good from a collector's perspective. Again, it's not for me, but it's not terrible.
Right. Right.
And I do like the little themed uh commander deck style thing, like the Warhammer commander decks and the commander decks for this. I think
Yeah.
that's my favorite part of this because
It's
I
yeah.
love flavored, like how many times have we played precons?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Because I love the precons. It's so fun to play like a predefined set, and the theme on those is so much better than their historic way of doing that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
Like when we played the
I
new
actually
Katana
really
and
enjoy it.
everyone was the different, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
mafias.
great, but compared to, like, Warhammer, I thought Warhammer was 1,000 times better because it just felt more flavorful, you know?
I hope they go back to Warhammer and do a draft set for Warhammer.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised I if since they're showing that this is successful this way,
Yeah,
I mean, it would not surprise me if they revisit a lot of different IPs as they
yeah.
go through and try different things. I think they're modeling that out. That's what Doctor Who is. It's like, okay, we'll test this with a limited thing, and if it's
Yeah, they're
good,
doing a
then
whole bunch
we'll
more things.
relicense, right? And same with 40K. I think they did a test. They're like, if it works, then we'll relicense. That one clearly works, so I don't see why they wouldn't relicense.
Yeah, yeah,
Lord of the Rings, they clearly went all out for, which is good. And it's created the new. This is how you do it, right?
yeah.
If you're going to do Warhammer again, you're going to do a special collectible with serialized cards, with the big battle scenes,
Bunch
with
of
like
intro products.
yeah,
Like,
key
even
heroes, like highlighted, all that stuff.
yeah.
Like Space Wolves, you could have Space Wolves in there. You could
Oh,
have the
yeah, you have
freaking
all the
like
different
all the different things. There's so many places to explore within Warhammer. Yeah, totally. I guess that would probably be it. If I was gonna say another IP, yeah, Warhammer, full
yeah.
Warhammer. Yeah. Now she got me thinking about that, I'm like, actually, I would be okay with that one. I'm not a fan of it being on Magic, but it's so different and so like removed. Like, I don't like the idea of mixing it with other Magic cards.
Sure. No,
But
yeah.
thematically, yeah, I could get behind Warhammer.
I'm on board with that, and to the degree where when I'm playing on Arena, I'm building because it's not in standard, so you have to play in Alchemy, unfortunately.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, um, because it's a straight to modern set in
I didn't
paper.
know that.
Yeah, it's not a
Ah,
standard set.
okay, okay. Well, I
Um,
appreciate them doing that at least.
yeah, so they're keeping it out of standard.
Yeah. Not that
Um,
standard's all that hot of a format, but
no, but what one factor that really interests me is I sometimes like looking at Amazon to see just like what's being purchased, I guess.
Mhm.
And I've never seen the starter kit, like the 2-player learn to play starter kit sell out, and it's sold out.
Oh, for Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah, because it's a great like, yeah, this is an intro for
Yeah.
a lot of people.
I don't know.
I wonder how
People get
mad
fun.
they'll get when they realize things like EDH exist, CEDH.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, say you're a starry-eyed new Magic player
Uh-huh.
in love with the elf deck
Yep.
and Lord of the Rings theme, having fun with your friends, playing these gentle, soft, friendly commander precons,
Yeah.
and then you learn about power cards, how rare they are, how expensive they are, and how you can kill any opponent in 4 turns, and if you aren't killing them in 4 turns, you're bad at
Sure,
that
and,
point.
like,
You
just
know what I
that
mean? Like,
yeah, and then
some people are gonna get crushed and feel really bad about it.
right, and in that pipeline you were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
that is another, um, throttling point that you lose a lot of people.
Yeah. Well,
But
or do
that
you? Do they just
they
do
just stay inside their
more
comfort zone.
I was gonna say more casual
Yeah,
formats thrive.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
most of the people that I know that play Magic don't get anywhere near that CEDH range. It's very casual.
yeah, it's a tough place to go. It's kinda like, we were talking about this the other day
Like
with Flesh
s
and Blood and people playing Legacy or what are they
yeah,
called in Magic, where you play all the old cards? Is it called Legacy?
vintage?
Vintage, that's it. And you're like, "I never understood Vintage." I was like, "Tommy, it's just us with Fab in, like, 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
You should
yeah,
wanna play with all your cards." And you were like, "Oh, now I understand all the crusty old Magic players."
yeah, yeah,
It's like because 'cause they've had them the whole time, like, they
yeah,
never stopped,
yeah,
so why can't I play with my cards?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of friends that are just like they have cards. They just play with the cards they have. They don't go to TCG Player and fill out collections to try and go to a shop or they just kitchen table.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Magic is just kitchen table.
I don't know. I actually don't know any kitchen table Magic players other than us. I've encouraged a few friends to do it just because I wanted to try products out and
Right.
stuff, but they didn't do it really on their own that often. Most people I know went to shops and Friday Night Magics and stuff. That was like the thing.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't. I'm not deep in the culture of Magic, so I couldn't really say.
Yeah. Just the majority of people that I know that play Magic are very casual.
Yeah.
But that's what's fun.
Well, that uh, has been a good distraction from the lack of Dust Till Dawn for you.
Yeah. And just I mean, getting some drafts in. Just limited Magic is a ton of fun.
It is. They do that really well. I've enjoyed it pretty much since I came back during the pandemic. I
Yeah. There's been some
just
couple sets that I didn't like, but most of the sets I've dove into, I've enjoyed the limited formats.
yeah, I think limited is really the format that it's designed for, and then everything else just kind of evolves
It's
around it
what
and
you
gets
do with the cards
bands.
you got when you draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's the way. I always liked limited over most of the constructive formats.
Yeah. That's why I like
Um,
collecting draft boxes.
um, speaking of, I guess limited, sort of limited.
Hmm.
When I was visiting my sister for a few days the other day this past week, I got to play Cryptic, and I bought the Wave 2 starter decks, and they come with 3 packs, and so
Okay.
it's kinda like the product we were discussing that would be cool if they had it for Fab or whatever. I was actually surprised about that, I did not realize it. Um, so you start with a starter deck that's themed, like the
Yeah.
angels or the undead or whatever, and then you get packs and you can supplement it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. We started just vanilla decks, and then as we played a few rounds of the ones we liked, we went and added cards. And then I also brought a booster box down because I'm a degenerate card collector. And so we cracked that open and ripped packs and found cards to enhance it even more. And then my sister isn't really into deck building, so she was like, "I'll give it a shot," and she did, and it was really bad, and she knew it almost immediately. She's like, "Oh, this card shouldn't even be in here. It's not the right thing." And so I rebuilt them both to be pretty good. I don't think they're like super competitive or anything, but better
Sure.
than they were. A little better curve and stuff, and that was fun. I actually really enjoyed that. It's interesting math there because the mana being on each card, and then you have to consider the synergies, and then you consider the cost curve. So it's kind of like Magic, but then not. Um, Dual colors are pretty important, and they tend to be a little bit weaker than the single color
Mhm.
cards. So it's fun. It's a fun little mechanic for building. Did not draft; it was just two of us. But I am curious what
Sure.
drafting Cryptic would be like. I think it's very viable. It seems like the packs are structured similarly to like Flesh and Blood type
Cool.
things, where it has like four of the they don't call them classes, whatever they are, the families, whatever, the
Okay.
mystics, the undead, the angels, whatever. And then four of the spells that are color tied, so they work better with certain families, but you can use them in others
Okay.
oftentimes too. Yeah. So it's fun. It's pretty cool. I hope that game gets legs. Heavy doubts on that just because of the world we're in right now.
It seems like yeah, it seems like not a good time to get into competition
No, yeah,
with like
it's a tough time. The good thing about Cryptic is it's a super casual game,
yeah.
which I think and easy, quick to pick up. So I think that
Yes.
may give it a niche for people that don't want to play hyper competitive games and just want to play
Yes.
like something you can pick up and learn in 5 minutes and then just smash some games with some friends and it doesn't take long. You have six life,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very quick.
If
We
your friend
played.
knows how to play card games, you can
Yeah.
teach them in 5 minutes. It's
Yeah, it's
very,
so fast.
very easy.
It's
Yeah.
so easy. Yeah, and then you just read the cards and play the game. It's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward. There's very few places where you're like, "What does that mean?" And you have to look it up. But they give you little cheat guides in the starter deck, so it's pretty straightforward. Takes
Nice.
very little time. So, anyways, that's interesting one. The founder of that is doing a van tour throughout the U.S. right now to try to promote it, get more stores to accept it. I hope he succeeds because I do enjoy the game. If he doesn't succeed, I will have another game in my wall of dead games, which is fine. Like I expected that. I lived through the '90s. I know
Yeah.
exactly what the COVID period looks like, and I knew getting into it.
Yeah.
That's why I
Right.
bought a little bit of all the things,
Right. Right.
but not a lot. But yeah, I hope they succeed because it does fill a nice little gap in my gaming for card games.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a easy fly game. It's funny. I keep bringing down commander decks to play,
Mhm.
and that used to be our thing. That's what we did. Me and my sister would play the commander decks, and she keeps choosing cryptic over commander,
Well, I would choose Cryptic over Commander on one-on-one anytime. Because like one-on-one
even though it's precons.
yeah.
Like the really
Yeah.
okay. Why do you say?
Just because Commander is so like the precons are meant for multiplayer.
No, they aren't. There's several that are just two sets. Like
I
there's
know.
several sets where there's only two. Kamigawa was two. The Crimson Vow was two.
I know.
The
There can
werewolf
just
one
be a
was two.
lot there's a lot more inconsistency in like one player drawing well or and the other one not and back and forth
That's true, but that's
in
just
a 100
magic.
card deck. Right. No, but that's in a 100 card singleton deck compared to a cryptic deck where most cards like you can react. You're not just oh, I can't do anything.
Yeah, that's true. That is part of their better design, in my
There's a
opinion.
lot more back and forth.
Yeah,
Which I
that's
mean
true.
happens in 60 card magic. And but also you can get mana screwed and all that stuff happens too. And that doesn't happen in cryptic, which I think is better in cryptic.
Yeah.
But I mean it's created now after 30 years of magic.
Yeah, yeah, fair. Yeah, it's definitely an evolutionary
Yeah.
step. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope it survives. Like I said, it fills a nice hole and in the
Yeah.
gaming formats and stuff. I personally would prefer to play Commander even one-on-one versus Cryptic if I have the opportunity, if it's themed. Because I like themes, right? And
Yeah.
Cryptic right now is too early to have story themes, although he
There's a
did put
comic
out some
book.
comics and stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's like it's very basic. It's undead, it's ascendant, which are angels and demons, it's mystics, which are like magic human beings, and it's humans. Um,
Do
that's
we
your themes, and that's it for now.
do we know the roadmap for cryptic? Like,
Yeah, there's another set
okay,
coming out. It's on the calendar. I don't know when. I
okay,
haven't paid close enough attention, but they have announced that it's coming out. So, but they're at a critical point. Like if he can't get stores to sign up, this next set will probably be the last and/or maybe get canceled. I don't know how far along they are in development of it.
right,
So
yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, it's hard competition out there. You have
oh
Magic
my god,
doing crazy
yeah,
things with Lord of the Rings. You have Pokemon coming out with 151 around the corner.
yeah.
You have Flesh and Blood with Dusk Till Dawn.
And then like
You have
Yu-Gi-Oh is
Lore.
still around, which
Yu-Gi-Oh is
is
still a
still the
thing.
third largest game, right? Like there's other games that are still we don't pay attention to, but exist and are big
And
in
then
their own right.
yeah, and then in the indie scene, you have Grand Archive kicking all kinds of butt. And then you have
Lorcana.
Sorcery, and then you have Lorcana somewhere in between the big guys and the indies.
I actually wouldn't count sorcery. I really more I think about the more sorcery fits with my board games.
No, it's what I'm saying is it's taking attention from the indie TCG crowd. And in this industry, you're fighting for attention.
I
And that
suppose.
indie TCG crowd is a niche of a niche.
Yeah, but again, this is where like if I'm a game store and I'm looking at sorcery, I'm not putting it next to booster packs for Pokemon,
Absolutely. Yeah. No, no,
right?
no, no.
I'm putting a
I'm
box
not
out
talking
there
for,
for
I'm talking
the
consumer wise, not store wise.
yeah, but the stores are how the consumers get exposure mostly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mostly. Internet
Mostly.
as well,
Yeah.
but most people actually don't YouTube this stuff.
Interesting.
They learn about it from their store, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of sorcery, it's about to be out. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah. I'm excited to
I'm
get my
ready.
Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah, I saw there was a slight US problem. The starter decks may be delayed for some people.
No, that's like all I got.
Oh, well, then you'll probably get it. What they
Okay.
said is it's a partial amount or not available or there or something, and they're trying to fix it. But for some people, it may delay, but they said it wouldn't delay the rest of the package, so you'd get everything.
Okay.
But that if that's all you got, they will probably fulfill those before
No,
they
I got
fulfill
that in a
people like
box
me.
and a
Yeah, that
playmat
get like a
and
bunch. Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I still don't know. I got a lot of them.
My box is going on the shelf and then the starter decks are all getting opened and we're playing with them.
Well, that's easy enough. Although I've played with the starter decks enough where I'm like, kind of boring.
Well, then maybe I won't because you're the only person I would be playing it with.
Oh, that's not true. A whole group of our people from the shop are up for playing.
Okay. All right. Then
Willing
we
to
will have
draft
to. Okay.
too, actually. They said because I wanted to try a draft.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So we might get a full on draft from it. So
That'd be cool. That'd be fun.
yeah, that is like besides that, I have no real plans. I'm not sure if I'm gonna rip all the boxes and
I
try to get
thought
a
you wanted a
nice collection.
full
I do.
rainbow foil
I do, but that's
binder.
really hard to get. I've learned the odds of drop like those drops, they're very rare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're much more rare than I thought. This is not magic.
No.
So it would be way easier to just buy singles,
Yes.
and that will probably be very hard because I don't think it's ever going to go on TCG Player. I
Right.
don't think they're interested in that because they don't have regular releases. Again, they're a board game more than a card game. That's the part that's weird. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Lord of the Rings card game we've been playing
Yeah.
because that feels more like this.
The
They have
fantasy
add
flight.
on, yeah, the fantasy flight. What is it called? Lord of the Rings CCG or something like that.
The living card game.
Living card game. That's it. Yeah. Um, because that's this, right? You have kind of a base set, some
Yeah.
things you can play, and then once a year you'll get an add-on. That's what it is. That's
But
why
you
I'm like,
don't
this is
but you
more like a
don't
board game.
yeah, but you don't get the whole set. It's still packs that you're opening
Sure,
randomly.
sure, 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 sure. And it is a huge set. 400 cards
Yeah, that's
means
huge.
it's going to be difficult to get
So it's
every
kind
card
of
you
it's
want.
almost like they're launching 1.5 sets once a year, but at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's actually kind of the thought process. So you can slowly collect it over time.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see if the model works or not. I like it. I like the idea of building the decks. They do seem fun. It was a fun game, but it's more like I said. It hits my board game mind more than my card game mind.
That makes sense.
What other topics do we have?
Trying to remember.
What else have we been doing while we wait for Dust Till Dawn?
Messed around, changed up my Dory deck. Um, was inspired by Josh Slough's new uh, no one cost attack reaction Dory. So you're playing zero cost Iron Song response and 3 cost overpowers.
Oh, okay, okay. That's different than what I thought you were saying, and I
Yeah.
was about to laugh at what you were saying, but that is not what you were saying. So okay, I don't have to
No, so
laugh.
you don't have to. The only reprise you're doing really is Iron Song response, but even if you don't have to pay for it, if they block, you get that for free. If you need to pay more, we runs more blues, so you can pay for those overpowers.
Yeah, it just sounded like you were saying that Dory players finally discovered zero cost is good.
No,
Until you
no,
said the 3 cost one, and I was like, "Wait, it took this long for you guys to realize that?"
no. It's being able to be prepared for if they block or if they don't.
Got it, got it, got it, got
It's
it. Yeah, it's
basically
totally
not
different.
not leaving it up the chance of your opponent. You actually gain more control from it,
Yeah, it is important.
which is helpful. Because a lot of those attack reactions, the zero ones are all threes, so they're matched by 1 3 block. So someone blocks 6, that used to be a problem. Like Dory swings for 3, you block 6, then turns over, right? But now you can go above 3 with overpower. Or if they just block 3, then you can Iron Song response, save the resources, save an arsenal spot. There's just a lot more. It's a lot more flexible that way,
Optionality is
and
key.
leaves your opponent guessing of what you have.
Yeah. It's like the Icelander deck when Hamilton cracked it. It was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, there's always something to be done no matter what your opponent did."
Right.
Like, you have the optionality is open.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way. If you can find a deck that does that, that's the way.
Yeah. So that's been fun messing around with that on Talishar. Um,
We did play a different format at our shop local.
oh yeah, we did the Blitz pre-constructed
Pre-con, yeah,
format.
tournament thing. Yeah, it wasn't great.
It was awful.
I wouldn't go that far.
It was.
Why
It
was it
was.
why was it awful?
I take it back. It wasn't awful. I was being dramatic. It
I
was
was
fine.
like, "Why was awful?" Like, why I don't think anything was awful about it other
No, it
than
was just boring.
yeah, it is
Awful wasn't not like
very
it was bad,
simplistic.
but
Yeah,
it was
it's a great intro format, and I think
yes.
even our intro people are beyond that.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They took too long to schedule it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like months after they were new people.
Yeah,
We had all the new
exactly.
people. They put this format out. It's like, oh
And a
man,
lot of the new people didn't even show up.
because it's too slow.
Yeah.
They're past
Yeah.
that. It's like I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. Yep.
I mean,
I won
we
once against
tried.
Tommy.
We
Only
tried.
Tommy.
Yes, you did, because I told you how to win.
You did tell me how to win. I was gonna get there anyways, but you did
Yeah.
tell me how to win on
Yeah.
my winning turn. I thought it was gonna be the next turn.
Because I was just like, you win. You're Benji. I have 2
I
health.
forgot about the
Can you?
free, like, unblockable damage
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
And
trying
I
to
didn't have any
overtake it.
armor left. Yeah.
I was nervous. It was my only close to win chance. It was the only game I actually got ahead in life too.
Yeah. This
So,
week will be fun though. This week's commoner, I think.
eh, is that actually fun? You like it
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. Yeah.
I should
Once with all the new
probably come
cards
with
that have been added, I think commoner is becoming a fun format.
I
It
should
just
probably come
allows
up with a
different
fun deck.
archetypes.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
see cards played that don't typically get played, and that's fun.
Yeah, of course. I should put together a good commoner deck. I think the last one I did was just a pile.
Yeah, you did a pile Riptide.
That was a terrible
And
idea.
then
It was
all
definitely gonna
night
be
you were just
terrible.
like, this was terrible. This was a
Yeah,
bad idea.
this is a bad plan. It was just oh, that's right, because I had all the outsiders cards on my desk.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, "Oh, this is like tomorrow. I better just put something together." I was like, "I'm too lazy to go dig out my cards, so I'm just gonna use all these cards."
yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad plan, guys. Just
Yeah.
so you know out there, if you're gonna play Commoner, you should use cards from different sets, not just Outsiders.
Yeah, probably.
Oh man, so much bulk, so much bulk.
That's the other thing I've been doing while waiting for Dusk Till Dawn was sorting bulk. I have almost all of it sorted. I'd say there's probably about 500 cards, 400 cards I still need to sort.
And how many cards in total? That's bulk.
Um, 8 3,200
Jesus,
GCW containers.
I'm gonna do the math. I need to know.
3,200 times 8 is
25,600 bulk cards? Tommy, what is wrong with you?
it fills the shelf.
25,000 cards that
It
are
fills
just
the shelf.
crap?
Yeah, they're just penny cards.
Oh, that hurts. It's $25 of cards right there.
I know, right?
Oh god, that hurts. Are you happy with this situation?
Yeah, why not?
What do you want them for?
I don't know. I mean, there's when inevitably when new players come in, they always
25,000
I don't need
cards,
all of them. You're
Tommy. You
correct.
need a
You're
lot
correct.
of
You're correct.
you need a
But
lot of new players for
I
that to
don't know what
matter.
to do with them.
I
Like, what
that
do
is
we
the
do
tough
with
part.
them?
I
I think
you
honestly, you
can bulk
wait.
sell now. You can. That does
Okay.
exist. So I have seen that now. For the longest time in Flesh and Blood, there was no bulk sales
Yeah.
possible. Now I think it's even on TCG Player. I think I saw it's really cheap. It's like $25 for a box of 1,000 or something like that. It's whatever it is. I don't quote me on that. I forget what
Yeah.
it is. But when I did the math, I'm like, oh, basically it pays for your shipping. Like you're just getting rid of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. And I mean, moving forward, I'm not planning on opening as much. So like there are certain sets that I went crazy on, like Outsiders, Uprising, Everfest, and WTR were the ones that I opened a lot of. But typically, like with the like with Dusk Till Dawn, I don't plan on opening that much, so I won't have as much bulk moving forward. But we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking at my shelf and trying to calculate how much I have. I have a lot too.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
you've opened more than me, probably.
Yeah, but I've thrown away a lot.
Okay.
Like the bulk I give away or toss because it's bulk and I know it's not gonna be worth shit.
Yeah.
Um, because everyone has 25,000 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's never gonna be more than a penny, not anytime within the next decade. And even
No.
then, when I bought a collection not that long ago. Like we're talking revised and beyond of Magic.
Yeah.
And you would be shocked at how many of those cards were still like 2 cents
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
from the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
30 fucking years later, they're still 2-cent cards.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. So this is part of why I'm like, yeah, I'm not holding everything. That's just ridiculous.
No.
That's just a hoarder mentality at that point. If you can sell it, if you can sell bulk, which is a thing, and fine, sell it, but it's not a collectible at bulk levels,
Yeah.
because there's just that many of them out there. There's probably like 4 for every person on the planet. You know what I mean? Like that's
There's enough
probably
play
how many.
sets. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like it's that scale. So no matter how big it gets, it still won't make them worth more.
Right.
That was an exaggeration. That'd be multiple billions of bulk cards. I don't think that's true, but
No. I don't know. I mean, with like the way Flesh and Blood is built though, like how many sets are we gonna get? Like when's the next time we're gonna get draconic cards?
sure. So have a play set, have 2 play sets
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
Like that's doesn't require all that.
No, it doesn't. It
That's
doesn't.
what I mean. Like you could probably cut it down to 10% of what you have and still cover that situation.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's yeah, exactly. That's where it's at. I mean, I have my boxes. Like, don't get me wrong. I have each set has a box of 1,000 cards. It's the commons and multiples. It's the all the majestics, all the all the stuff that you want to play with. So I have my playable stuff,
Right.
but then
Right.
I do have like the white shoe boxes or whatever they're called, the long boxes
Yeah.
of just bulk that doesn't ever get sorted because I know I'm never going to do anything with it. I pulled out all the
Well, yeah,
rainbows, all
that's
the
what I
rares.
have them in, and then but they are sorted.
Why would you
All the
sort
bulk is
those?
sorted. All the bulk is sorted, John.
Why? Tommy, what is wrong with you? What the hell? Hashtag go Tommy go. Hashtag what the hell. All right.
It's
WTH.
all sorted.
I need to know what other people think because I think this is madness, but I
It was
also know
madness.
sometimes I am wrong on these things.
I've also gotten
Is it
really
normal to
efficient at
sort your bulk?
sorting. I
Okay,
think it's
how
normal.
efficient
It's
is
not that
that?
unnormal.
Why? To what end?
I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Do you enjoy it at least?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then who cares? That's it. That's the answer.
Yeah.
That's the answers. I have a good time sorting cards. If
Yeah.
that's
And it
if
gives me
it's just
joy to see it all sorted.
fine,
Yeah.
fine. You do you, man. 100% supportive then. I'm like, this is a lot of work for no reason that I can tell. But yeah, okay. If it's just because you actually just enjoy doing that, then yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I enjoy cutting my grass. A lot of people hate that. I enjoy it.
I did it this morning. I didn't enjoy it. And then I pulled a bunch of
Exactly.
weeds.
I actually enjoy it. It's one of those things that I'm like, yes, this is a thing I like doing. And a lot of people are like, you're crazy. So I get it. I get it. We all have our things. So, well, okay. I'm glad that you're almost done, maybe, or maybe I should come over and shuffle them all up for you so you can
No.
do it again. I don't know. You enjoy it, right?
The tokens aren't sorted. The tokens aren't sorted.
Good. I'm glad you drew the line there. Oh
But
my
yeah, so I
god.
have this like sorting tray that when I build and rip apart decks, cards just end up there to get back into the main collection. And that's what I need to go through. So they're all sorted by set, so I just need to put them away.
All right.
But
That's still I find that I mean, I like sorting, but I'm not that level.
mhm.
I think I like going through things. I like what do they call that? The rush of finding something in a pile, you know?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That's my favorite. Like doing an old collection, first off, the nostalgic kick is unbelievable. It was so fun. That
Oh,
collection
sure.
was
It's always
so
fun flipping back through like tail stuff.
yeah. And then when you find the random foil or the random actually worthwhile card, you're like, oh yeah, I found one. It's like that the little nugget in the sand situation.
Yeah, I found a pile of 8 rainbow foil red snatches.
Yeah, now that's a win. That's a
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll go through all my cards. I just won't sort them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know my bulk is just bulk because I've gone through it multiple times to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I don't know. I just figure if you're going through it multiple times, why not organize it?
Because that takes a lot more time.
It really doesn't though. You just put them in a sorting tray by what card it is, and then you red, yellow, and blue, and then you sort it red, yellow, blue really quickly by putting. Okay, it's a weird method, and I'll
Yeah, I was gonna
if
say,
you've
I
made
don't
it,
think you're convincing me that this is easier than just looking for rares and foil.
it's not. It's not.
Okay, yeah,
But it's
it's
not that much more effort to get it to a much better spot.
if you say so, man. As long as you enjoy it, I don't care. I'm never gonna do it. Sorting tray or no.
Yeah. Well, the sorting tray helps to get it to the same card, and then you have red, yellow, and blue in the same pile. And then when you're going through the pile, you keep the red at the top, you put the yellows at the behind in your right hand, and then you drop the blues on the table,
Yeah.
and then you put the red. So then you have the red and yellow in order in your right hand, and you put that down on top of the blues, and you're all set.
Yeah, I do the same thing when I'm sorting my playset.
Yeah.
Because I do that for every playset. I make sure I have 3 cards of every class specific card, right? And then of each color. And then for multi-use like generics or multi-class, I'll make sure I have multiple playsets so that I can have multiple decks at once if I want. So, yeah, the generics I actually keep a ton of. It's kind of frustrating because I want to get rid of them to minimize a little bit, but I know,
Those generics,
like,
you never
oh
know.
my god, think about it. Yeah, how
Yeah.
many have come back and they're like in every deck,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
and you're just like, damn it, I need to go buy a freaking Sink Below,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that that's been out a million times. Like
And
it's
now
just
it's a
like,
dollar and
yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly, exactly. So ever since that happened, because I think I tossed some Sink Belows or something early
oh.
on. Yeah, and then later I went to go build another deck, and I was like, oh, I need Sink Belows. I'm like, really? I'm out of Sink Belows, really?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, now ever since then, I just keep way too many generics.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun though. I don't know. I find it relaxing going through and sorting cards.
It's good. I mean, like I said, if it brings you peace, if it's your
Mhm.
zen, yeah, there's no complaint. It was just shocked me.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time you're over, I'll show you. And they're all
25,000
like divided.
cards
Yeah. It's
in
nuts.
order. That is wild,
Well, they're
man. It's
not
like
in
putting
order.
together a
They're not
10,000 piece puzzle.
The order I have them in is by class. So all the assassins start at
Yeah, I get
yeah.
it's sorted.
Yeah.
Maybe not in like numeric order, but you have a
Numeric
system and
order
it's structural. Yeah,
by set by class.
that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Or by class by set, it would be.
So, just to be fair, I have 19,000 card boxes that are all mostly sorted, pretty well sorted. Like I could find any card in any of
Yeah.
them pretty easily. So I have done similar, but that's my play sets. That's my actual play sets.
Right. Right.
So, and magic cards. I guess those aren't sorted, so maybe it's a little less. Whatever it is, I don't know. I have a lot of those 1,000 card boxes.
Yeah, my magic cards might be my next project.
My God, man.
What? I'm almost done with the Flesh and Blood one.
I know. That's why I'm gonna come over and
But
shake
I'll
them up
have but
and
I'll
put
have
them in
Dusk Till
different order.
Dawn. I'll have Dusk Till Dawn to keep me busy for a bit too.
Yeah, that's it. We were just talking about this the other day. I was like, oh man, I got that itch. I want to like open something.
Mhm.
I want to make a video of me opening something because I just feel like I haven't done it in forever. I was like, wait. Sorcery is just about to be delivered. I think they're announcing tomorrow's like the last day, and then logistics start. So it
Yeah.
could come any day after that. Basically,
So you'll be
give it a
opening
week.
that soon.
Exactly right. And then Dust Till Dawn's like right after that. Like my desk will be covered in cards soon enough. I don't need to expedite that process. Cool.
Well, not
Yeah.
Tuesday.
What?
Dang. Not this podcast. Not this week. Not the following week. But the 14th, we should be able to do a Lord of the Rings opening because I'm getting my gift bundle. So that could be fun.
Cool.
Do that week.
When is spoilers exactly? I don't actually remember the date. Is it the
For Dusk Till
30th of
Dawn?
this month? Yeah,
I think so.
it's 30th. Okay, that's what I thought in my head, but I couldn't remember if I was right on that. And they've done a lot. Like I was
Yes.
surprised at how many they've leaked over this early period. It's great. Like I appreciate it a lot. It keeps my hype up, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's really fun about the whole like different creators choosing light or dark. Are you on the side of Solana or are you on the side of Shadow?
Shadow.
Well,
1,000%.
we are a
No
torn
hesitation.
podcast.
That's fine. You're going with the light. I'm
Yep.
shocked you love Prism so much.
It's not because of Prism.
I mean, you're on her side.
Yeah.
She's your monarch.
Yeah, and she's the one that's gonna if we lose, it's her fault.
Is that how you justify working for her?
No, it's because that's where Dory is.
I know. That's so funny though.
I don't know.
Yeah,
The new
definitely. So.
the July Armory kit though. We're bouncing around a bit, but the July Armory kit
What is it? I don't remember.
with the angel and the stained glass playmats. Like the
Oh
realistic looking
yeah.
angel.
Yeah, that angel's awesome with the 6 wings or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that one. I'm like, yeah, I'm buying that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not passing that one up.
No.
I
And
won't win it, but I'll buy it.
that's the people's champion one.
I know it'll cost a bit extra, but I'll buy it. I don't care. It's so gorgeous. I can't not.
Yeah. Then there's the Luminaris cold foils and the Angelic Wrath, which why not give Prism attack reactions at instant speed
Yeah, sounds good.
on heralds only.
You're gonna love her.
I'm considering not playing Warrior. We're gonna have a bunch of prisms in our locals
Oh yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, you will probably have to find something else.
because I would have to play. I'd have to play CNCs. I'd have to play maybe even nourishing emptiness. Like some like I would.
You don't have enough sixes.
I exactly.
Yeah, you don't. And that was their suppression on Dory before, was Prism.
Yeah.
So I think that's coming back.
Dumb.
So
So give
apparently
warrior
tomorrow
something.
we have another leak.
Cool.
That's exciting. And then it's the 30th. Is that a good chunk? The second is the second chunk. And then that's that's it. Unknown after that.
Well, we usually get a lot of it really quickly, so that might be just a big drop.
It is. Yeah, it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday time frame,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
We'll see the majority of it.
And then the rest of it we'll see in box openings and stuff right before
Yeah.
release.
Actually, that's a good point. So for the next podcast, we'll have probably most of it, maybe not all of it by
Yeah.
that point.
That'll be an
Uh,
exciting podcast.
yeah, we'll have to try to do it later in the afternoon so we can get as many things out already by that point. And we can just talk about the cards.
Yeah. Yeah. So next week expect a late podcast. It probably won't be out early.
Awesome.
Cool.
I'm so hyped. I cannot wait. All right.
Okay.
Speculation time. Anyone who's listened this long, hashtag you're a winner.
You're a champion.
You're a champion. Will we have a lot of, I'm going to call them dead cards, but it's a little derogatory, cards that will not be seeing play in this?
Non-cards.
Yeah, like you remember how the was it the Guardian got almost
Yeah.
no usable cards in the last supplemental?
Yeah.
Is that going to happen again? Because this is a weird one, right? We have light dark, we have a lot of talents
I
happening.
think a lot of the specializations
are dead cards.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think
Even without seeing the rest of the set that they might synergize with?
I said a lot of them, not all of them.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Dory's, I think we'll see play into Prism. That'll be something to help, but I don't think it's enough.
What if she gets all sixes?
That would be awesome. Or if she becomes a light warrior and gets 6 attacks.
Or angels.
Or
she's a light
angels
warrior.
herself. Yes.
Yeah, because she's a light warrior, right? That would work.
Yeah. Give it to me. I want all of it.
Okay. So you think some dead cards?
Some dead cards.
What class gets the most oomph? And
Like
what
even
class
like
gets...
that Lexi card is incredible, but
It is
not for the way Lexi's playing right now. So
yeah,
it's kind of a non-card.
Set, is she going to be playing the same way? Probably not.
That's a
Never
pretty good
has.
way of playing.
Yeah, but there'll be answers, right? Now,
There could be.
I mean, every supplement, our meta has shaken drastically.
Absolutely.
I don't remember a supplement where it was like, nope, the same exact deck is at the top. It may be the same hero, but now
Right.
doing it differently, but not the same exact deck. Usually it changes. So I assume there'll be answers to Lexi in this.
Yeah.
And that will change her way of playing. I think she'll still be damn good, but
yeah.
So how many classes get oomph, or which classes, and how many get nothing?
I mean,
Join us in the comments. If you're still here, leave your speculation in the comments. I'm curious.
I don't know. John.
Do you think Guardian will be good? I think Guardian's going to get good.
Guardian will be good.
I think Guardian's going to get good. I really hope they get that Mangle Guardian in there. I think Brute will get nothing or little.
Of course. Same with Warrior.
I know that feels like the easy call, but I think it's because next set Brute will get a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. If we're going to Shadowlands next.
You mean
Savage Lands?
Yeah, Savage Lands, yeah. Wizard? Yay or nay?
Nay.
Nothing for Wizards. Sadness for the Wizards.
Brute and Wizards and Savage Lands.
Well, obviously Illusionist is going to get
an Earth Wizard.
That'd be kind of cool. I could
channel Mount Heroic with a wizard.
I mean, but not that. But yeah.
Your next arcane, no, like channel Mount something.
Oh, yeah, I wonder
your next arcane damage deals like a multiplier.
Yeah, okay, you could do it that way. I was thinking it'd be more defensive, honestly, but wizards are kind of defensive, anyways.
Yeah, they're good at blocking.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
I think Ranger got a lot of heat, so we'll probably get ignored. I think, like I said, Brute is next set, so probably gets ignored. I think Illusionist gets a lot. I think we will get Runeblade galore, but it
Yeah.
won't work with old Runeblade stuff much. You know how we've had that a
It's
few
all
times
around the
where
rune gate
yeah,
mechanic.
yeah, where they're like, here's all these ninja cards that don't at all work with the old ninja. I feel like that's what's going to happen with Runeblade. Um, let's see what else. Wizard. I don't know. What do I think about Wizard? Yeah, I think I could buy it that they don't get any heat this set, especially since they mentioned an all arcane set coming. Um,
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
but we don't know when that is. But yeah,
That's gonna be weird.
it is going to be weird. What am I missing? Warriors are easy to ignore, but probably get some good stuff. But again, probably not like all the heat.
Will be kept down by Prism.
Yeah. Well, and like Bolton's probably going to shine in this, being like an angel something weird deck.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So I think he'll shine out of just pure like light synergy, not warrior stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then what else? What else am I missing? What other classes there? Assassins will be. Ooh, actually, that's a good question.
I
What
doubt we
will?
see much for Assassin.
You don't think it's a supplemental set, and they aren't really built out yet? Like they're not
That's
top
true.
tier.
They could get a buff then.
Yeah, they might get a good buff. I don't know if put them in the middle. I think they
Yeah.
might get some good cards, but also some duds. I think everyone gets duds, right? Everyone gets some
Yeah.
stuff that's not good.
And then which assassin gets the help also? Like is it Arachne
That
or is
is
it
a
Azuri?
tough call because that decision was made so long ago.
And Arachne was struggling, and Azuri.
Yeah, it's probably Arachne, right?
Yeah,
It
I had
has
to
to
say
be.
so. I hope
Or
so.
some sort of like mixed contracts, like contracts that work for both.
Lean into Mill.
Yeah,
Mm.
it could be. Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good question. That's a fun one. Yeah. All right. Leave your theories in the comments. If you're a winner, a champion, as Tommy put it. Hashtag you are champion. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
We have rambled quite a bit.
We have. So until our next ramble, we'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one.